Yo, 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 yo. We are here now. NFP, 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 NFP. In the next 1 hour. In the next 1 hour, things are going to be very, very, very hot. Let me just set some things here so that we can now start discussing this topic. Make sure that you like, make sure that you like, make sure that you like, make sure that you like. Make sure that you like. If you have any question in this comment section, you can do that as you are doing this. Make sure that you do that. How are you doing? I can see so already people are here, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? That is what we're going to be checking. Yeah. So what is happening now? What is happening? How are you doing? So I can see some people are born already. Remember, today is on NFP at exactly 3:30 p.m. East African time, EAT East African time 3:30. You're going to be receiving a very important data to us, actually, as traders, especially those you trend pairs that are having the USD commodity traders. This is going to be so interesting. Yeah, let me know what do you think about this before even we discuss, before I give you my opinion, before I tell you what I'm expecting. Yes, you can just tell me in the comment section. Let me just know what you expect to be coming through this NFP. I've actually prepared enough even for the beginners. Those who don't know what is NFP, we're going to be talking about this. I know I've missed so many days to being live and trending this live, but today we're just going to be doing this all the way together. Remember what we'll actually be doing. We've been always cleaning this market. Every time we are coming here to trend, we have been doing amazing things. Amazing. Yep. So I can see some people already. Thank you so much for joining. Now, what is NFP and what do you expect from this market? What can we just be getting from this? And the result are just going to be amazing, because I think today's data is going to be very important. So you can see the market is already on chaos. When we talk about exactly gold, things are on chaos. You know what exactly? This is April, and you know, April, for those you know about Bitcoin and all that, this is the most awaited month, I think, for many years to the crypto even traders, because even gold is actually going to impact that market in one way or the other. So that is data we are just going to be receiving to them is also going to be very important to them, not only for crypto, not only for forex traders, crypto traders, investors. This data as well is going to be very important, which means it's just going to be is a data that is actually weighted so very much around this area. Then technically gold is selling, fundamentally I can't tell. Okay. Bloomberg, how are you doing? This is Jumbo Bro, how are you doing? Sebastian, most of USD pairs mwisho ni sell, hizo zingine kama USDs ni buys. Okay, we are buying, I guess. Is everyone selling? That is the question I'm asking, because I know so many people have been waiting to see maybe has selling something like gold. Maybe that is what we're expecting to see, but maybe the moment we just look at that result on what we expect from this market that you see here, maybe it can just give us clues. But remember, there's something I actually said very earlier. Remember, gold is actually different from the rest of the pairs. You see something like GBP USD, something like Euro USD, actually gold is totally different. Gold is totally different. How it actually reacts to news, how it can react to NFP is actually totally different from the pairs that we have, that is Forex currencies pair that we have. So how gold is going to be reacting is actually total different, because there are some factors that are influencing the movement of gold that we're just going to be around happening here. But for the quick recap, so that we can be on the same page, for those who have been asking me about what is NFP, what do you expect from that, let me just start like to explain a little bit what is NFP, why it is important in the economy. When we just get this type of data, what are we going to be getting? When we get this type of result, what are we going to be getting from that, so that it can just be helping you, and it will be helping the new traders that are coming up, and you can now understand what we are talking. Why are all traders talking about NFP? Why is it so important when it comes to Forex trading and when you are trading? Now, thank you so much. Okay. So actually the word NFP means non-farm payroll. As the word suggests, you can see there's a farm inside. You can see there's a word farm, non-farm payrolls. There's a word farm that is actually inside there. So that means that is the, let's just call it like a payroll or job created, but excluding the farm workers, just all other factors, all other jobs, but excluding only farm workers. I don't know why are farm workers excluded in this case. Is that not a job or what? Because you can see even when you are calculating the CPI, we are back. I think there's a problem with the network. Yes, there was a problem with the network a little bit. Let's just proceed. Now we were talking about the NFP, and the reason we are saying this data is actually going to be very important, and we started by explaining what does that mean. I can. Hey, someone is asking, can I sell because Nisai nimeingia? I've not yet started giving you, and I'm giving you the reasons, because the reason you're just going to be understanding this fast. The reason I'm just going out exactly, I have the information that you're going to feed in. I know what I'm just going to be showing you, what is just going to be happening. At least I have clues of what can just happen to the market. Maybe this information that I'm giving you is very important even than entries. I'm even going to be showing you a strategy that you can use anytime you are trading this news, so that it can just be very important. Steam imepotea kidogo, what is happening? But I think everything is okay right now, right? Okay, Rudy, you're back. Okay, nice. Is it clear? Okay, nice. Okay, now we don't have a lot of time, but let me just explain this quickly. We have something that is NFP. NFP means like non-farm payroll, that is excluding the farm workers, is just excluded in this scenario. Okay, and that's why it is called non-farm payrolls. And this is actually a very important data, because when let's say when we have a high change, we have a very positive one into the market, that means people actually are earning a lot. And when people actually have money into the economy, what actually happens is that there will be more GDP. There is a gross domestic production, gross domestic product. You see, that is what we can just call it. The economy is actually growing so fast. And you know, when people have money, they will actually end up causing the inflation. They will end up pushing the inflation to move from below, and then push the inflation to just go up. And do you know, one measures of the inflation, we have all this information that we have, GDP is actually one of them. And inflation is actually not that good in there, the market, because the moment you just get a high CPI, high inflation into the market, what happens, for example, in the US, Federal Reserve actually has to come in and then have something that is like monetary policy. And what are monetary policy is how to regulate that amount of money into the economy, because when people have money, they can push. You have money, your brother has money, your sister has money, the children have money. So the moment even they just go to buy some item in the market, the price actually will start shooting high. For Kenyan people, they know how that has actually been happening. Okay, Kenya shillings losing and losing. That is the inflation that has just been moving up. Kitambo tulikuwa tunanunua kitu kama mkate around 5 bob, but you can see the inflation has actually caused a lot of trouble. Now we are buying bread at around 60 bob. It's just the same price, but you are buying at higher prices because of CPI. And now that is the where the central banks comes in, and then you can just have monetary policy to regulate, to make sure that the currency actually stayed strong. So that is the important of this, and that's why non-farm payrolls that is affect the market. So when we have high data is actually going to be positive, because it will be triggering the Federal Reserve to come up and say, yes, we have people have money. Now what we just be doing in the future is that we are going to be either hiking the interest rate, and then so that we can just regulate on all that. But some people will be thinking there are some things that you actually have to know when it comes to this information. Some people may think, let me even expand this so that we can see so well. There's some information that people normally think that is what's going to be happening. Some people may be waiting to see when they just get positive information like this. For example, there are some people will be waiting to see information like the data has been printed positive, so I am going to sell gold, or I'm going to sell Euro USD. That is actually wrong. You actually have to understand the economy. You actually have to understand more about the Federal Reserve. What is their target? Where are they? What is the yearly? What is the plan of this year? So that the moment if the market of the economy is actually ending to that direction, and the data that is imprinted is actually ending to that direction, then you can just know at least now we have something that is actually very important. And that's how you can just mix. You actually have to know the goal of the central bank, and then for example, in this scenario, you actually have to know the goals and the aim of the Federal Reserve before even you just trade. NFP is actually very important because it contributes so much to the CPI. So you actually have to know a lot when it comes to this information. So if you have decided to trade, that is if you have decided to trade NFP, one thing that you actually have to know is that you actually have to know everything. Don't just wait to see the information that is just going to be printed here, and then you are going to just react that because you have seen positive and negative data. What can just happen to the market is that the market can be going so up so fast, and then it can just go so down very fast. And the moment you just buy because you have seen a rent thing, you are just going to buy, the market could just go up a little bit, but you're going to be losing a lot of money. And that's how so many traders actually end up blowing account into the market. So the data is very important, but there are a lot of things that you actually have to know when it comes to this information. And one thing that people, the reason people blow account when it comes to trading something like NFP, I think is because of late. You are either you bought late or you entered early, or it was just the wrong move, or something else. Hope you bought, and probably you are waiting this market to calm down. Okay, that you bought, the market is going down, you bought, the market is going down, 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 and then you're just waiting for this market now to come back, and it is says goodbye, I'm not coming back again, and you end up losing everything. So I think that is the biggest problem maybe we have with the trailers. It's not about whether I tell you to buy or sell. Okay, what you actually have to know about the NFP, sometimes if someone tells you that we are going to be getting a positive result, we are going to be buying, I think someone will just be misleading to you, because this result can be 50-50. So the moment probably they get it correct, you buy and the market buys, then you know some people will just come there and just brag and tell you, yeah, we are very right, but you actually have to know the result is uncertain. So why? So I'm going to be giving you the strategies you can just be using in this market to trend, so that you can just know when to enter, where and when. So I think that information will just be helping you out. For the beginners, I think for now at least we're on the same page. You are now understand on that information. And one thing that you actually have to understand, like for example the day of today, is not only the NFP that is very important in this scenario. Remember we have average hourly earnings that is actually printed here monthly. And one thing that is very important is that even this is important as the NFP. An unemployment rate is important as the NFP. If those two get so good compared to the NFP, then the market is just going to react. You can see there are actually even the eye impact is not only NFP that is actually important. So don't base only your analysis or your entries based on what you just see on NFP. Remember also to be checking on average hourly earnings that is expected to be coming up to 0.3. Let's see what we just get here. But remember, we are going to the technical analysis because I'm going to be giving you some information of what we expect. We are going to be checking on gold, DXY, Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY. Those are the most pairs that you just be moving so very much. Okay. Only tell us buy or sell. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. If I tell you buy, if I tell you sell, you are going to be making the same mistake. So the important thing is to know how to just do that. But I'm going to be giving you information probably when the data is released instantly. I'll just be telling you where we are just going to be entering before the market goes and blows online. I'm going to be showing you where we are going to be entering at. That is going to be important. Excellent. Now let's focus on something around this area here. Let's check on what has actually been happening on the gold. So gold has actually been skyrocketing so much, like attaining new highs up to the gold actually crossed 2,300. And remember, from the moment gold actually achieved this result, let me show you something. From this move that we got around this area, from the moment you got this, I think it was around 1800. This is big, but I just want to show you something around this area here. There's some scenarios. There's something that actually happened around 2018 and 2013, those 3 years, and actually changed everything. Yeah. Okay, let me. Okay. There's something that actually happened here and changed a lot of things around this area here. So let me just show you. Maybe it's just going to be helping us now to know where we can just be expecting this market to be ending around now, what we are going to be expecting. Look at this. Remember the first thing, that the moment you just be checking this on the weekly time frame, you see how this gold has just been performing around this area. But remember, there is something else on the gold that we are going to be talking in this video. You can see how this gold actually just been moving. And this very strong resistance area that was happening around this position of 1380, That was around 2018, remember? But we got a very big breakout that actually happened here, causing this gold now to be moving up to the place we have. So the gold, after breaking this zone, now you can see how we have just been getting this market moving all the way and attaining all the way to 2000 from 1400. So that has been a very big move that actually happened between 2019 and 2020. Those are around 2 years, and that was crazy, and the price just surged up. That has actually been happening after, from this point where gold was going at less than this price here, and before surging all the way down around this area. Now that is what has just been happening. I just want you to look at what has been happening now. From this moment, the gold was actually touching around this area, which is 2071, and we are in a very strong resistance across these areas that we see here. And now again we got this breakout that you can see around this area, and now gold is actually moving again so very up to this position. You can see to 1000, that is 2300. So that has been a very crazy move that has been happening on the gold for a very long time. So that was, you can just see around this area. And one you can see on the weekly time frame is these candles that are actually being formed here, a very green one, a very important candles that you can see being formed here on the gold. And with time, or with some months to come, we may be expecting these gold prices probably to be crossing 2400. And the reason we're talking about the gold crossing either to this position that you can see is because of the information. You can see like there is geopolitical event that is actually happening everywhere. The world is at war, people are fighting, and everything is actually escalating day and night. So that is what is making the gold prices actually even to move up, and that is going to be very important. Yes, I know this NFP that is coming up, but is going to be having some impact on the gold. I'm just going to be showing you that in a while. But look at this. This has actually been a very big move with data that we just been getting with some time. This has been the move, and people have not cared about what has just been happening, but this is a very strong move that we just got from gold, from all this accumulating a little bit around this area. And now you can see this breakout, a very strong one from 2070 all the way to 23, and that's actually very big. You can see banks are buying gold more, and the geopolitical event we are just talking about this area. So if you check this, let's just see the overbought zone to see how this has just been performing around this area. You can see, if you look at the RSI, you can see gold is actually approaching around the 70 mark. That is 70, actually not even 70, has already touched 70 and crossed all the way to 7. That is weekly time frame, which means people have bought things gold, and already the price is actually very happy. So if you set this to 70, you can see actually approaching around 80. So if we reach around 80, that is going to be very crazy around that area. One thing you can see is that for the first time gold break out from this area, from 1300, from 1370, the gold actually crossed around the RSI that we have around this area, crossed around and touched 80, and then we just got the pullback that we have here, and it actually returned to 1600. That was very important. So you can see still we have some move that we can just be getting around this position, and then this market we can just be anticipating to see what we're just going to be getting from that area. So that is what I just wanted to just highlight in this area. In the weekly time frame, that is the big breakout we just got from the gold side. And probably this move is just going to be continuing in the some months in the time just to come. You actually have to put that in mind until probably we get around that area that we may be getting around this position around 80 here, then we can just get at least this trying to come all the way. But you can still, we are still on a very big bull that is actually happening on the gold. So that is what you actually have to know on this. The gold side, when you just go to the lowest time frame, like let me even go to, I don't wanted to go to that, I just wanted to go to like 4-hour time frame. Yo, so you can see it's a very big move that has been happening on the gold side. So gold has actually been on the very big. So there's something that is going to be happening here. Let me just give you a two scenario that will just be happening around this area and how we are just going to be reacting towards that. Okay, now if you are someone who is actually do trade gold for, let's say you owned your trend within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, or maybe a week to 5 to 3 days, some change like that. So if we get a negative result, let's say it's just going to make the gold buy, then let's say it just weakens the USD and the gold is actually going to buy in that scenario, then I think the price of gold is not going to, is the price of the gold is going to be gaining that momentum, and the gold price is actually going to continue moving very up, because we have a very big potential of the market and big proofs that the gold is actually continuing to move on the upper side. On the other scenario is that in case we just get a strong data towards the USD side, then it's actually going to cause the gold at least to try and move back a little bit. Remember, we actually touched earlier 22.36, around 22.30 something, and then the gold actually just went back again. Remember, that is what we can just get even from this market, and that is the information that is actually very important. You actually have to know what is happening to the gold before you buy, because you can buy when you're correct, but at the end of it you just lose money. So for me, there's some entries that are going to be very important around this area. If we get lower prices for the gold, if you just get lower prices for the gold, I think like 22 around, where in case we get a strong dollar in this scenario, then I think it is going to be a very big good opportunity for us now to buy from the low prices. So if the prices is just going to be coming down then all the way, or maybe the price is going to be spiking all the way down, then that is going to be a very good opportunity for you now to be entering and buy. But I think the other scenario that can happen in this case, if you enter like the price, let's say it just moved to 23 something there, and then you just buy from that position, you can see gold is still on approaching on the overbought zone, and the anytime we can just be getting, probably that is the one that you can cause the gold or can make the gold to touch around 80, and they can just make the gold prices to either retrace or go back again and correct from that move, and you can just be on that scenario, and then you're going to be on that move, you're going to be affected a lot. But a very good opportunity that I can just incur here is in case we just get a strong dollar that is going to push this gold so hard down one side, and then we can just get good opportunities to buy from this market. The reason we are saying the safest to Nene is to buy now, remember also the Federal Reserve, we are also waiting to see whether we can just get interest rate cut at least for this year, and those are the things that are ahead and can cause these gold prices to be moving up. So you actually have to be wise. You make sure that at least you are on the safer side. But I know so many people will just be scalping on that area. That is I've given you the 50-50 scenario on what you just have to do so that you can know where to take side in case that something happened. But at the end of it, before time, I'll just be telling you what we are going to be expecting, although from this market. Don't worry about that. So that is my view on gold. So for those who actually trending on gold. That is my view. Okay, if you look at other scenario that we actually have here, we have what we call the GBP USD, a very interesting pair, where this market has been moving in a very nice and excellent ways. So let me just go to around daily time frame to see what we just get from this market around here. So if you look closely, you see we have a very important point that how this market has just been moving up. We have all this way, you can see on this how this market moved from all the way from 1.41 and creating low lows and moving all the way down to this position of 1.03. that is the lowest we actually achieved after achieving the highest around this area 1.41 to those time around 2021. That was crazy. But you can see the market touching this our trend lines here more many times, and that is what we can just be expecting from this market. Remember, for those, I think it has been a very long time. I think those time the Euro USD GBP USD was around this position when we are talking about, and we said that one time the GBP USD will touch this trend line again, and you can see the moment we touched around 1.28, that is the time we actually crossed and the market reversed back, and that is what we actually saw from that area. But the moment you come to this position again, you'll see a very important things, or how this market has been moving, a very nice move that has been happening. But one thing that you'll be looking at the GBP USD is that you can see now is actually trading between around this center position here. So the market is not like it is down, we have cheap, it is expensive. Now we can just be looking for a sell. The prices that we have for the GBP USD here is actually acting like it's neutral prices that we are getting around this area, and that's why we it's not looking so interesting for those who trend the GBP USD. But this price, this trend line here have been touched so much and so many times. But let's just look at something across this area. I just want us to, I think there's something on the weekly time frame. Look at that. So the moment we get a symmetric triangle just like this, the just chances that this market can just be moving to either sides. We can just be getting the market that is touching upper side or the downside, and then we can just be getting breakout. So one thing, when we are trading the NFP, we are trying to find technical analysis with the market proving that, so that you don't trend. You actually have to trust your technical analysis. What you are doing, just trust that, and the moment you just trust that, just wait for the NFP to come out and see how it's just going to be. Prices, there's no way the NFP can just actually manipulate the prices. If your technical analysis is good, if you are analyzing good with your analysis, your analysis is good based on the price, especially for the price actions, then there's no way the market is actually going to go against your trends. So we'll be waiting so much to see on that, because you can see the moment we touched around this area here, the market jumped again, and we have this market that is actually moving towards the upper side. So by the NFP that we're just going to be getting, it can just remove that. But remember, one thing is that NFP does not have so much power to the to GBP USD compared to the price of gold, that is actually more volatile, moves so fast, and that's why you actually have to be careful on that. So for those you trend, if you have small account, if you're a beginner, I just recommend that you go with currencies. Just go with the currencies, Euro USD, GBP USD. At least that can help you, at least when you are doing your things. It can help you, it can save you a very high volatility to avoid you actually blowing your account. Because I know the market, I can tell you to buy at that position, but I know you are going to be losing, because so many people end up making a lot of mistakes. So many people end up actually making a lot of mistakes. There's something that is called you can pre-trend. The reason I'm saying that is remember, we are expecting lower data on NFP to come down, which can be a negative, which means the job market that was created is actually less than the other month. And that's why you can see the moment we get I actually said these things even before. There are some people who are very smart on that. The moment you see these candles just like this is because people are now trying to say that the employment is going to be less than that, because of that expectations, and then some of them can just be entering position from that. Some people I know, especially for beginners, there was time that you are thinking that you can enter, sell, stop, buy, stop at that moment, but that is actually going to frustrate you because the market can eat both and eat SL to both sides. So you actually have to be very careful when you are actually doing that. The only scenario where I can just advise you to put a sell stop or a buy stop, you can put that, yes, a buy stop or a stop loss, but you make sure that your SL and TP, they are very close. Because when they are very close, the market is actually going to the moment the market actually spikes just like this, it can hit, even if it just spike that and go on against you, then at least it's going to hit your TP and you're going to be at least gaining something out of that, instead of looking for very long distance, so many pips where the market is going to trigger your buy stop or your sell stop, and then the market is not going to reach there. It's going to move all the way. It's just going to form a candle, a very green candle, for example, like this, and then all that candle is actually becomes the shadow, and you're going to be incurring a lot of losses, especially when you do that. So when you are doing stop loss, buy stop or sell stop, my advice is let your TP and SL be very close. For instance, let me show you something. If I want to put something like SL, or I just want to put let me come up with something here. If I want to come to this market and put buy stop or a sell stop, what I will just do is I put them so close, just like that, so that when this market will try to spike across this area, when this market will try to spike upward and then tries to come back again, then at least I'll be in profit, and that is going to be, at least you'll be making at least some good amount of money. And you're going to do the same to the sell stop. If you're going to be trading with buy stop and sell stop when you are opening the position, the other pair that we can be checking here is the Euro USD. The Euro USD for a long time, weekly time frame, this is how it actually has been moving, a very strong trend towards our downwards that has been happening for many years. From 2008 we have been getting the Euro USD, that is euro actually losing to the USD, and that is what we've just been getting after getting from this position here. So the funny part is that I was in this trend, you know, when those time I was in this trend around 2022, I was in this position here, and that was crazy because that for the first time when I started trading, I actually saw the price of euro actually being that is the price of gold, the price of USD actually being expensive than euro. And for the first time I actually saw that, because I was still trading here because you can see the other ones that we are here, it was around to something to 8, and I was not yet a trader those time. But for the first time, I actually saw this 0.95. The price of USD was actually expensive than that of the euro, so that is what's actually happening at that area. But you can see now from that the euro has been recovering so very much over here. And what has been happening, the same case that I actually mentioned earlier, is that the coming year or coming months, the gold prices or the USD prices, we're expecting at least something like interest rate cut, and that can just be making this with time, this price to be actually coming maybe to 1.12 around these areas. Though that is the first thing we can just be knowing, actually can just be happening anytime. These things can happen anytime. We'll just be getting all this result. Let's now turn to the NFP, or what we are just going to be happening here is now around it's now 3:20 p.m. we have now 10 minutes to go, and now we are just going to be getting a very nice result here. So let's analyze and see what is just been happening to this market, the position that I'm be expecting. What are my thoughts on this, on what we can expecting at least to be getting from this market on average. Remember, the price that you just get here is just an estimation from the analyst of what you expect from the market, the data that we analyze on what they expect from the market. And remember that one thing, what makes the data to be positive or negative is when the data comes above or under with the expectation from the traders. That is very important now to note. For example, when we talk about the average hourly earnings, if you just get a positive data, okay, if we get actually more than 0.3 here, then that is going to be positive. It's just going to contribute to positivity of the US dollar or the DXY, that is going to be making it to strengthen. If you just get an NFP here, remember what we said, NFP is just going to be positive, is going to be contributing more to the GDP, attracting interest rate, all that process, indirect process, but there's just very important around here. So when we just get low of this, because this is an unemployment rate, when we get less than 3.9 is going to be positive for the US dollar. But expert here, our analysts expect that we are going to be getting the one that is going to remain the same at 3.9. If we get more than 3.9, then that is going to be very negative ones. So if we just get less than 3.9, it's going to be a positive data. So that is something that you actually have to know around that area. Now, considering on unemployment rate that we have been getting here, you can see we have been getting a lot with 3.5, 3.6, except for 2021 when this data was actually at 4.8, and the employment rate was actually very high. Unemployment rate was very high. So we have 7 minutes to go, and we have been expecting at least to get 3.9 around that area from this position here. Now, based on the data that we've been getting for a very long time, based on this area here, my analysis, we can expect at least whether this data to be maintained at 3.9, or probably we can just get than that, less than that, which is actually can be a positive one towards the USD. So I'll be, at least let me say, I'll be expecting to see please, let's say less than that, because if you just get above than that, then I think it's going to be causing chaos when it comes to unemployment rate that we are just going to be getting from the market. I'm going to be now ready to my positions so that we can just be ready from that after understanding what we just get from this market. So on unemployment rate, at least we can see, we can just be expecting something that is like that. On NFP, we're just been getting a lot of employment recently. You can see how it has been preaching grains all this way, and it has been positive for a very long time, and this market printing all these just like that, you can see very positive like that in the year 2022. That is what we have just been getting. So because now we can see it's a very big difference from 2075 for this the job market to print to 212 the next month. I think probably we are just going to be getting above than that, which is can be around more than 2012, and it can be around a positive for these things. So that is my predictions for this. So probably we're just going to be getting a positive data, but I'm always prepared to get any information that we get from the market, any information that we get from here. I can just handle that. So my expectation from this market is at least to see whether we are just going to see the gold actually moving down, euro USD as selling a little bit, but remember that is not going even to last for long, because now you can see the strength that we have, a lot of things that we expect from the market. I'm going to go on so that we can just be waiting for that movement and see what we can just get from that area. Okay. So you can see people are already selling from that. Let's see what we're just going to be getting from that area. But remember, if you have joined this live from the beginning, you already understand the position that we send in case we get this data, what we are going to be seeing in case we get a positive one, what do we expect. Okay, if we get positive, what do you expect? If you get negative, what do you expect? Because if this gold buys all the way up, then it's going to be very important. But remember, if it sells, then it's that I think the selling is not going to last for long, and then you can just be looking for somewhere to enter your position and then at least buy from that area. So let's see what we just get from this area. Is this going to keep gold moving up? Okay, the movement that is going to be downwards, it can be so fast, move it down and then move up again. Some traders are expecting this market to continue moving up. You can see they are pushing the market on the upper side. Okay, let me see what we get. Let me see what we get from this area. So from this region here, I'll be expecting to see the big move that is going to be happening, and then at least moving down again. So let me find gold. Let me see what we're just going to be getting here. We have come to this far. The gold is trying to move up. We have already 2294 into less than 2 minutes. So my expectations from this is to see at least this price at least selling, to see whether we can just get probably from this area all the way down. But the result that we're going to be getting is not bad, is not going to frustrate us. Let's see if we can just get at least this price moving all the way like that, at least to 2275. But I'm going to be waiting to see whether we can just get that and exit 2205. And that is what we can just be waiting to see whether we can just get from the market. But remember, entering before the data is actually released, then that is actually very suicidal for the beginners because of the risk management. Martin guys already inaenda niko worried selling all the sellers. Okay, I can see that. What are we good? Sometimes even we can get neutral data from the market. It's not about volatility. Sometimes the market can move to any direction that you just get, so you don't have to be and that. So okay, let's just wait and see what we are going to be getting from this area. It's now some few minutes that we are going to be getting here. Remember what we said, in case the gold prices moves down, then that is going to be a very big opportunity for us now to buy. Okay, if we get higher prices that we be expecting, like let's say 23.30, 23.20, we can now start selling from that, because it's going to be a very big retracement that can happen from that area. But on this, I just want to show you what can just be happening from that. From the result, we are going to be getting this area here. So let's see. We now have the data that's been, you can see now. Look at that. What do we get? What do we get? So fast. So fast. Okay, positive. It's actually a sell, but remember that sell is not going to it's actually a sell. It's actually a sell. Okay, we're very correct on that. So it's a sell actually. Yeah, we said 22.75, right? 22.75. We said 22.75. Is it going to be reaching to 22.75? Okay, 22.75. 22.75. So one funny thing is that we got 3.8, yeah, and we got 3 or 3k. That was a very strong NFP. But remember, hourly handling has actually been the same, 0.3. 0.3 has been 0.3. So that was, you can see now how people are very strong when it comes to gold. People are holding. That's why I told you that people are holding so much there. The gold is on demand. The gold is on a demand. These results are very positive to cause the gold to move in a very big volatility. You can see something like that. You can see, for example, this just moved from 26,400 and now we have 25 around this area. This is big, actually. This is big. The Euro USD positive as well. Positive as well. Negative as well. The gold has been, has caused it to move down. So you can see that. You can see that's big. Yeah, but you can see one thing I told you about the gold traders that we have. What is happening on the gold is people are still holding this thing, but I'm still waiting for 22.75. We may be getting that in every moment from that. Okay, we've been getting that anytime. Yeah. Euro USD, GBP USD, everything that is actually ending with the USD. Remember, when you are selling gold, we are selling all of them. When we sell gold, we are saying that the gold, the USD is going to be strong. Okay, so I'm been waiting to see this move. Remember, I said 22.75, 22.75, 22.75. That is what I'm waiting. 22.75, 22.75. So for a wise person, what he does is you come and you put your SL that you just adjust it to be a TP. For example, you can see around here we entered around 22.95. Already we are actually at 22.81. So what you can just do here is to adjust your to come at least to 2290, 2280, so that whatever happens in this market, you are still on, you are still in profit. But I'm waiting for 2275. I'm waiting for 2275. I'm waiting for 2275, guys. Let's do it for 2275. This is going to be hitting 2275 today. 2275. Okay, let's see. You have to be very safe for this. Gold is very the traders, the owners are holding these things very tight. Okay, very tight, very tight, very tight, very tight. But I think that was nice one. In case we got a very big move around that, I was waiting to see whether we can just get around 2260. We move all the way down to 2230. Then when get 2230, I was to buy massively. I was to buy at that zone so badly. So, but you can see the result was good, but on the gold side, it has not been that nice, because those who are holding gold are still holding. Those who are still holding, they are still holding. They are saying we are not going anywhere. These things is so sweet, we are not doing anything. That's interesting. With the 2280, we can see how this big move has just been happening all the way. So what do you think? What was your take on this? What was on the take on this? Because I think for USD, GBP USD, that's they have only made around how many pips? Around 40 pips or 50 pips? Around 50 pips there, right? Like 500 point. Like I think Euro USD has made 500 point down. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I think gold is going to be coming to this area around 2277 before now it goes back to where it wants to be. Okay, that is what we get from this area. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you follow me on all social media platform. We can just be talking about that every time. So it's actually very not easy to predict the NFP, to predict this data, but we have tried. Huh? Euro USD may sell there, so you're saying that how the USD kama ulikuwa na trend out USD, the same thing we said kama nime place something like that kwa gold and just saying something like this just going to be happening like this, then you actually have to know that the same thing inaenda kufanyika kwa only USD, GBP USD. You can see GBP USD. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, right, to understand that. It's just very easy. Okay, because we are saying that the DXY is actually going up, is going to strengthen. That is what we were saying, that is scenario. Okay, but you can see now we have tried the gold is trying to come to that position. I said earlier the gold will go down and then come fast. So any position you could have entered from that, it's okay, and that can be all right. That's all right for today. How was your positions? Have you made any money from have you made something? Have you made something? Have you made something? Have you made something? Have you made anything? Have you made anything from that? Umetengeneza kitu ya yeah, I can see so that is what we got for the setup. You can see the market spiked up and then all the way down, and that is what we got from that. Yes, that is for today. Thank you. So that is for today. Thank you so much for those who have joined this live. It's now 10 minutes. I think it's 10 minutes now. But still I'll be waiting to see whether gold is going to be hitting 22.75. I think maybe at the end of day before week closes we can just be hitting 22.75, maybe. And then it can continue to its upward direction. The buyers, you continue. That is what I'm being expecting on that. Don't miss anytime we have new lives like NFP CPI. We are always live. You can just join us. Remember also to follow me on TikTok, on Instagram. We can just connect there. We can talk on WhatsApp. My number is there. We can communicate as well. There's no problem with that. We have classes that we do. Remember that. You can just join us to learn about this. So thank you. Signing out. I'll see you. Let's see what just happens to this market. On my trains that I entered, I actually entered this, but you can see how it is just fluctuating. My TP will be around this 22.75, and let me just wait to see what is going to be happening in case. But you can see I'll be pulling this SL to come around this area. So in any case, I'll not be going any losses, but let me wait for 22.75 to see what the market is actually going to do in this area. Thank you. If you have not liked, make sure that you like this stream and also subscribe. Bye bye, adios, and good weekend.